everybody, I'm Mary Roof, and I'm a librarian at the Hussey-Mayfield Memorial Public Library. Today I'm presenting the fifth installment of our Create Like Temple series, which is a series of experiments based on those that Temple Grandin did as a child, and they are featured in this book that she wrote called Calling All Minds. It's a great book. Our experiment today is a recreation of a parachute that Temple Grandin made when she was a girl. She was impressed with the way parachutes floated down to the earth and wanted to see if she could make one herself. In your kit that you picked up at the library, you should have found these items. A 20-inch by 20-inch piece of white plastic, a 72-inch piece of string, which I've asked you to cut into 4 15-inch pieces, and 1 12-inch piece. Also in the kit, there are 2 wires that have loops on both ends, a twist tie, some duct tape wrapped around a craft stick, a plastic vehicle of some kind. Some are fire trucks, some are race cars, some are other kinds of cars, and a plastic ball and gear toy that is shaped like a spaceship and is flat. Now I did ask that you poke a hole in each of the corners of the plastic sheet before today's session. So hopefully you've done that. If not, what I'd like you to do first is to unwrap your duct tape from your craft stick. Put the craft stick aside, and your piece of tape should be about this big. Taking a pair of scissors, I'd like you to cut it approximately in half. And then put half of it, stick it to your craft stick, and we'll come back to that later. Now this piece of duct tape that you have, I'd like you to cut it in half, like this. And then cut each of these halves into half again. So you end up with 4 little squares like this. I want you to take one of the squares and find a hole in the corner of your parachute, and I want you to put the duct tape over the hole. So it looks like that on the side where you can still see the hole, and like this on the other side. Do that for all 4 corners. Once you have all 4 corners holes covered, then I want you carefully to take your scissors and, using one of the blades on the side where the hole is, poke your blade of your scissors through that hole again so that it goes through the duct tape. And you have to be very gentle. So we want that hole then to go all the way through the duct tape. You see that? Then do that for all 4 corners. Now the reason that we have done this to the 4 corners is to reinforce those holes. So when we put our parachutes strings in them, they will not tear the holes. So our next step is to take the 4 pieces of string that you have that are 15 inches long, and one at a time, you're going to put it through the hole in one of the corners, and then you're going to tie a knot in your string here. And I suggest using a square knot, which is left over right, and then right over left. And you can pull that nice and tight, and it should not come undone. So you do that for all 4 corners. Once you have all 4 corners, you've got the strings there, your parachute is ready. And our next step is going to be to make the spreader. And the spreader is made with these 2 pieces of wire with the loops on the ends. You're going to take them and cross them right in the center so that those 4 sections are about the same size and they make an X. And then you're going to take your twist tie and you're going to go and twist tie these together. So you kind of go diagonal one way and up and over until you've got them set so that they are almost perfectly even on all 4 sides there. Put that down, and then you're going to get your duct tape again, and you're going to cut this piece of duct tape in half again. Put the 1/2 over on your craft stick again, and then use this piece, pick up your spreader, make sure you have it exactly in the center, and then you're going to use your duct tape just to give it some more reinforcement. You could even cut a little piece into your duct tape so you can really wrap that around and get it set so it makes just about a perfect X like that. Our next step is to take the 12-inch piece of string. Now in Temple's book, she recommends using a 6-inch piece. And one of the reasons she said is that you want to be able to have the opportunity to make the length different on the different things you're going to tie on. And the first thing that we're going to use is the vehicle. And I have found in practicing, at least with the vehicles that I provided in your kits, it's often hard to get this string underneath the wheel axles. So let's just tie it all the way around, okay? So we're going to tie it. Again, I recommend using a square knot, left over right, and then right over left, so that you have tied your vehicle onto one end of your 12-inch string. So it looks like this. If you want to, because duct tape is so versatile, you can take that last piece of duct tape and just tape that string onto the vehicle. Make sure that it stays there. Next, we're going to take our spreader and we are going to tie each corner of the parachute to one of the loops on the spreader. So here we go. And what you want to try to do as you're doing this, left over right, right over left, is to make each of the distances from here to here on all four parts the same length. And it's important that when you're tying the corners on, that you do them in order. For example, I want to tie this one to this one, not this one or this one. This is the next one in order. So I'm going to tie this, and I want to measure these to make sure that I am getting it at about the same length. Okay? And so then I can tie it with my square knot. And you want to do all four of these. Tie each corner to the next loop in order. Okay, so once you have the 4 strings tied to your spreader, now it's time to take your vehicle that you tied the 12-inch string to and tie it to the middle of the spreader. Again, use a square knot, left over right, right over left. Tie it right to the center of that spreader. your vehicle, get this going, it's hanging like that, and you want to try to make your spreader balanced. Okay, so our next step is to see what this parachute will do. So I'm going to go out and we're going to throw it up in the air, and let me show you how we're going to do that. So you've got your vehicle attached to your parachute. You're going to take your parachute and you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to fold it in half again. So you've got your parachute and your vehicle. Then you're going to take your vehicle and you're going to put it up by the parachute. Okay? Now, we're going to go outside and we're going to throw this into the air. You can throw it up in the air, and doing it outdoors is best unless you have very high ceilings at your house. Or you can also throw it out a window, or you can throw it off of a balcony. So those are your options. So we'll see what this does, and after you've tried it this way, try putting your toy on instead and tying the string that's on the vehicle around this end of the toy. You know, it's flat, it weighs slightly different, it's a different orientation, it'll be longer. What difference will that make in how the parachute works? Another thing you can do is to take some coins and tape them either to your vehicle or to your toy and see if that extra weight makes the parachute work a little differently. So let's go outside and see how this works. Okay, here we are outdoors, and we have our parachute that we have folded twice with our vehicle on our spreader. And let's throw it up in the air and see what happens. Here we go. Success! So as I said, you can try this with the toy on there. You can tape some coins on it to alter the weight of your item on there. You can also change the length of the string. Maybe you can use a longer string at home or make it even shorter. So I hope you've enjoyed this experiment.